This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got a hero story for you, a good Samaritan story for you. I love. Do you know what I love when something's going wrong, and I love when the public just rushes over and helps someone.
Yeah.
Because you know what, sometimes in the city, and you see this, and there might be a homeless person or there's someone that's doing it really tough. You can really tell the people around you who's prepared to put their hand up to help out. Mm-hmm. Majority of people don't. But, okay, so this is a story of a good friend of mine, Hayley. She was at her local cafe waiting for a coffee. Next to the cafe was another small business, and there was an old man up on a ladder, Kate, and I immediately think of Molly in this situation, Molly Meldrum.
Putting up the Christmas lights.
There was a guy up on a ladder, and he has fallen off the ladder, Kate.
While she's waiting for coffee.
While she was waiting for coffee, there was quite a few people around. He's hit his head. She's looked over instantly and see that there's blood gushing out of his head, his forehead. So she instantly runs over to this man, takes off her T-shirt and stems the blood flow straight away and says, "You're going to be all right, sir. I'm here for you. Can somebody get some help?" A few other people rushed over and they started ringing an ambulance straight away. I think he ended up with a few stitches, but she was there for 30 seconds just stemming the blood flow until her husband, Lee, went over to her and said, "Honey, you don't have a bra on."
What?
So she
just put a T-shirt on.
She just put a T-shirt on. She thought she had a bra. She thought, Kate, that she had a bra on.
Are you making this up, Fitzy?
I am not making this up at all. Right? And it was in the moment. She talks about this. She said, "I was in the moment and I thought I have to help this man instantly. So I ran straight over there, took my top off, and I'm stemming the blood flow, and I was trying to calm him down, and it wasn't until 30 seconds later that her husband Lee came over and said, "Honey, you don't have anything on."
Wasn't it cold?
I'm picturing the guy on the ladder. So 1 minute he's up painting doing whatever he was, right?
This is like Christmas for you, really, isn't it?
He's fallen off the ladder. He's woken. He must have thought he was in heaven. He's woken up. He's got a pair of big swingers in his face.
Well, let's not comment on the,
He would have gone, "Oh my God, I need to hit my head again. I need to do this more often."
Yeah, every day now there's someone on a ladder outside the cafe saying, "She's on her way. Hayley's coming down."
There's 10 ladders out the front.
My good mate Coops, who's the husband of he cannot stop laughing about it because he said he did. There was a stage there where he looked around, and there was quite a few men that were prepared to come over and help out.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful, though, because her mind was at the forefront of her mind was,
I agree.
I have to help this guy.
Yeah.
She didn't think about it, but as a fellow woman, I can't imagine ever, and I don't need to know any. I don't want us to get bogged down in the graphic descriptions of people's bodies and things like that. But if I go to the shops, no matter who falls off a ladder, I know if I don't have a bra on. Like, I will never go, oh, forgot me bra today.
Yeah.
Like, that's just never going to happen.
Well, accidental nudity does happen, and 13-24-10. If there has, a story of accidental nudity, anyone that gets on the show, you're going in the running for 10K a day in May as well. But there's that classic story there was a listener that rang another radio station. I still remember this story. When you're at home, right? You're in your house and you hear that there's a crash outside. You can hear a car screech and then it hits something. And you instantly, the first thing that you do, you run to the door and you see what's going on here and what's happening. And there was a guy who was asleep at home, Kate, and he heard the biggest screech and a car just slam into a house. He was asleep, so he got straight out of bed and ran over to this crash, and someone else was tending to this person. They were fine in the car, and he had his pyjama pants on. And the slit that men have in their pyjama pants. And usually when you're sleeping as well, for some reason, we have a problem.
No, we don't.
We have a problem.
I want to see what's happening outside.
Well, I mean, it doesn't talk like that.
Doesn't it? I love giving things voices. You know that.
Well, so
He said he was standing around this crash and everyone else on the street was gathering around. He was standing there with his arms crossed and he had no idea that there was a towel rack.
He's giving it 3 thumbs up.
This old fella.
More than
And
just
he
the
said
old
it was
fella.
so embarrassing because it looked like he was actually excited that there was a crash in the street.
Oh, do you mean he woke up with
Yes.
it? Oh.
Yes, it had
actually. I thought you said towel rack is just a
No.
descriptive word. Like you could have hung a towel on
It
it.
had punched its way out.
Oh, I don't understand that. It's such a funny little thing about
mate?
nature,
It is
isn't
Funny
it?
little thing. Bim in Waterloo, what's your story?
Good morning, Fitzy, with friend Kate.
Morning.
Hi,
I,
Bim.
How are you? I was on a romantic getaway with my ex-husband, and we decided to have a little pampering. So we went to the spa, and they did pre-pampering treatments, which was use of the steam room. So they gave us some little underpants to put on, pre-treatment, hop in the steam room, enjoy ourselves, and then get a massage. So I opted for the towel. My ex opted for the paper underpants.
Yep.
And we went into the steam room together, very romantic. And as we were sitting there, he's noticing that the paper underpants are slowly disintegrating. And when we finish, and two female attendants come to get us for our massage, his paper underpants had completely disappeared.
Gone into
And
the abyss of the steam.
Gone. It's just disintegrated.
Oh,
And I wouldn't share my towel.
No,
No,
good.
no,
I mean, that's
no, let
probably
him
why
go.
the marriage ended. But I think, Bim, too, it's a good indication of why you're not together if you're with a man who opts for the paper underpants. I think.
Decisions, right, Kate?
Yeah, don't you reckon? It was one of the first red flags, I think.
Bim,
It was a sodden flag.
Let's go to Michelle in Glenwood. You accidentally flashed your boss. What happened, Michelle?
I worked in a Catholic primary school, and I was lucky enough I was able to take my daughter, and I was giving her bottle, and he came to the door, and he walked away, and I said, "Oh, no, I'm in here. It's okay. I'm just giving her a bottle." And he wouldn't make eye contact, and he left, and when I had to shut the door, the weight of her had pulled down my top, and my boob was out while I was giving her a bottle, and he was not as embarrassed as I was once I realised what I'd done.
Oh, did you
It was very
mention anything
awkward.
afterwards, Michelle, or just pretend neither of you realised?
Yeah, we didn't talk for a while. We didn't make eye contact in the halls, that's for sure.
We asked you out
But
for a
you
drink.
accepted the pay raise, that's for sure, Michelle. Well done.
It didn't work. It didn't work. That's all we had to do to get one at that school.
Thanks, Michelle, putting some facts in the story.
Wow. I just
Jackie-
think, sorry.
Go on.
Jackie and Miranda, we're talking about accidental nudity.
Hey, legends. How are we going?
Yeah, good, Jack.
I used to fly for an airline that used to go to Los Angeles, and so we used to have some VIPs. So we had this very particular VIP that kind of wanted to be left alone anyway. So LA is a night flight. You get pajamas, you get tucked into your business class suite. So he obviously must have had something to put him to sleep. So we also have a bar at the back, and a couple hours went by. He had a good nap, and then all of a sudden came out completely naked, disorientated, didn't know where he was, walked by the business class bar, went into the bathroom, and in front of about 10 people. It was,
The power
Yeah.
of still knocks, hey? Still working overtime.
poor guy.
Still getting the job
Very
done, the
bad.
old still knocks. You're a little bit sorry about that, Jack. It was a great flight. I had a couple of whiskies with it. I should have pulled my head in a bit.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova player via the App Store or Google Play.